Hey guys, Chad Hoover, KayakBassFishing. Recently, YouTube added a feature called the Community tab. And when it first came out, I really didn't use it much, but I've learned it is a great way to engage with you guys and get questions that you want answered without having to try to find them in the thousands of comments that are spread out across the entire channel. And so recently I posed a couple of questions to you guys, and today I'm going to answer some of those questions. So this one's going to be a twofer. In other words, two guys asked this question. Actually, about 10 people asked this question, but they were the first two, so I'm going to give them the shout out. So Chris Cabral asked the question, discussion on the rookie season, gear, what to expect, what should be your game plan, then the do's and don'ts. And then Big Boom Bassin asked, talk about rookie season. How should rookies approach the first tournament season? Packing list, best practices, how to research a lake, what to look for, fighting intimidation factors, must-haves, and practice for fishing, or the practice fishing methodology. So Big Boom Bassin's question actually encompasses a lot of what intimidates anglers about their first season of fishing, or even getting involved in their first tournament at all. And I think that when you start asking yourself all those questions, right, you're starting to try to swallow the elephant whole, okay? And so what you need to do is break that elephant down into smaller bites. So here's what I would tell you about fishing a rookie season. Now, keep in mind, this is me as a veteran saying how I would approach a rookie season after having, several decades of experience, but I'm gonna use that experience to benefit you. But I don't think that if I was a rookie, this is the way that I would have done it. I would have probably just went hell-bent, hair on fire, wasted a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and so I'm going to help you cut to the chase. First and foremost, I would say try to find some tournaments and fish tournaments on lakes that you're going to have access to and you're going to be more familiar with, or you're going to have the opportunity to go pre-fish. 9 times out of 10, that intimidation factor sets in from that lack of knowing, okay? The first thing I wouldn't do is drive all the way across the country to fish my first tournament without having the ability to pre-fish, without knowing anything about that fishery, especially that fishery during those conditions and that time of year. You can eliminate a lot of the intimidation factor by having more knowledge. Knowledge based on your skill set, knowledge based on that fishery, and first-hand knowledge by actually going and visiting that body of water and getting in a few days of pre-fishing. I'm a firm believer that to be effective at a tournament, you need 3 days of practice, okay? 3 days of practice put together is best, but if your budget doesn't allow that, your work schedule doesn't allow that, then even going in and practicing 3 or 4 different times is a good way to first get over the overwhelming size of the body of water, then to start to break it down, and then to get out and fish some conditions and eliminate some water, and then to find a few places that are your go-to places. Because if you have go-to places, if you have that treetop, that brush top, that laydown that is already something that you are confident you can catch a fish on, you're going to either go to that, get a couple fish on the board, which we'll talk about later, or you're going to fish in your places that you scouted and found fish, but you're going to use those places as your go-to places to upgrade. So there's a couple different ways to approach it. But the question that was asked was, how would I approach the rookie season? So here's what I would do. I would pick 3 tournaments. I would pick 3 tournaments that are going to challenge me. The first one being one that is probably the closest to my house, and go and get some experience. The second tournament would be the one that is the most intimidating, okay? The one that is the most overwhelming, the one that would scare the absolute crap out of me because I don't know that body of water. And you're gonna say to yourself, Chad, you just contradicted yourself. I didn't contradict myself, because what I said was I would pick one tournament and I would go fish that tournament and I would use that to build my confidence. But if in my rookie season, I wanted to get a good assessment of where my skills were, a good assessment of what my eliminating water abilities are, and what my ability to catch fish on demand when I need to during the time frame that a tournament set up, I would want to test myself against some water that's intimidating. That intimidation factor keeps getting brought up over and over and over again. But you don't know how intimidated you are by something until you experience it, okay? You don't know whether or not you need to work on something until you go there. You might go to that body of water and smash them. You might go there and surprise yourself. Or you might go there and really give yourself a better understanding of what it is you have left to learn. You may give yourself a wake-up call, okay? But here's why that is an important and valuable lesson. That gives you the entire off season to focus on becoming better on those types of fisheries. That gives you the entire season to focus on what you can improve upon, and it might give you such a shock to your system that you realize that you either are going to have to cut bait and say this tournament fishing thing isn't for me, or you're going to have to double down, get that fire in the belly, dump some more information into the knowledge bucket, and then focus on becoming a better angler. A lot of tournament preparation falls under what I like to refer to as the 60-30-10 rule. If you guys have followed the channel for a while, you've seen me do videos on this. The 60-30-10 rule is 60% of your success is based on knowledge, okay? 30% is based on preparation. Now, knowledge and preparation kind of go hand in hand, but I separate them, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then 10% is based on luck. Now, you've heard the old saying, luck favors the prepared. So if you remember what I'm saying, knowledge, preparation, luck, okay? So imagine you've got 3 glasses of water, okay? And all of them are filled at 60%, 30%, and 10%. This is your knowledge glass, this is your preparation glass, and this is your luck glass. If you don't have knowledge, pour some of that water into your preparation glass, and you can make up for that knowledge by being better prepared. If you don't have preparation, you can take that water and you can pour it all into your luck bucket. You can take the preparation cup, and if you're not prepared, you can pour all of that into the luck cup. So if you want to be successful, you have to have knowledge. Knowledge about the specific fishery, knowledge about the types of fishing that you're doing, knowledge about the body of water. You have to take that and prepare. That preparation meaning scouting, knowing what part of the body of water that those fish are going to be in at that time of the year, knowing what your forage base is, knowing what all is going to be going on where you're going, so that your preparation will allow you to eliminate water. If you can eliminate water before you go there, you've cut a day off of pre-fishing. If you can eliminate water before you go there, you've actually taken 2 of the 3 days of preparation and condensed them into 3 days to 2 or 2 days to 1, and you'll get better at doing your 1 day pre-fishing for a tournament and being successful. I'm going to talk about that more in depth in another video, but I did want to answer this question about the rookie season. To prepare for your rookie season, focus on that 60-30-10 rule, okay? Don't pour your knowledge cup into your luck cup, and don't pour your preparation cup into your luck cup, because if it's all in your luck cup, you have to go out there and you have to get lucky to catch fish. Now, you can always get lucky in fishing. That's why there's a 10% variable that is always there. But you will not consistently get lucky. And if you want to be successful at tournament fishermen, if you want to be a successful tournament fisherman, you're better off on the knowledge and you're better off on the preparation. I'll tell you right now, I would spend a day on preparation and research and studying and learning versus a day of blind, mindless paddling around on the lake, not finding anything all day and twice on Sunday, because I'm counting on nothing but luck if I just go out there and strike off looking. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have some specific targets you're going to check, some specific things that you found on Navionics or you found on Insights or you found on an old school map, right? If you don't have something you're going out there to check, you're already behind the power curve. If you don't have a place that you know you're going, you're already behind the power curve. And if you just paddle out and you'll figure it out after you get there, you're probably going to lose more often than you win. You're going to finish out of the money. You're going to get discouraged, and you're probably going to have a dissatisfied experience with tournament fishing. But if you double down, if you say to yourself, man, I never thought about that, or if you've just never applied it in that way, double down on knowledge. Pore over maps, read fishing reports, read articles, do an extensive Google search. Don't do the Google search and read everything on page 1. Do a Google search and read everything on page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. When I'm researching something, I want to find every little nugget. I want to find that one little thing that somebody else may not have found, or that one little thing that I can take and add to the knowledge that I already have. 1 + 1 is 4, and you're going to catch more fish. So first and foremost, don't be intimidated, okay? Be fired up. Lean into it. Be aggressive. But more importantly, and I'm going to end on this, and I'll get more in depth in some of these things in other videos, so you guys stay tuned for those. But be confident, okay? Be confident in knowing that even if you don't do well in the tournament, you're going to use it as a learning experience, okay? You're going to compound that experience into preparation and knowledge for the next trip, so you rely less on luck. And take a loss as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to improve. And if you keep that mindset, you will be more fired up by a loss than you will be excited by a win, and then that'll lead to more wins in the long run. Guys, I'm Chad Hoover, Kayak Bass Fishing. Do me a favor, go follow me on all my social handles. They're linked up in the description box below. If you haven't done so yet, consider becoming a KBF member. We take good care of our members. There's a lot of benefits. Join the mob for the members-only giveaways, members-only benefits, members-only promotions. And look, man, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. Keep the questions coming. And if you haven't done so yet, check out the community tab and jump in on some of the questions that I answer so I can bring you better content.